This is the Orioles Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Baltimore Orioles. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, happy Sunday, and welcome to the Baltimore Orioles Postcast here on the Locked On Podcast Network. As always, my name is Luke Slabaugh, here to walk you through today's 2-1 win over the Atlanta Braves. Sunday morning baseball on Roku, and the Orioles have something to prove, earn their first series sweep since mid-June against the LA Angels in an impressive, gritty performance, 2-1 down at Truist Park in Atlanta. And yes, for the first time since mid-June, we break out the floppy hat as per tradition. Want to say thank you all for joining in here. We stream this show live to YouTube as always, available after the fact, on demand, wherever you get your podcasts for free. Go ahead, if you're in the comment section right now, leave a comment who your player of the game is. There can only be one, and we will reveal after the first break in this show. The O's improved to 40-49. They hit the round number of 40 before the All-Star break. They are now 12-9 in one-run baseball games. We talked about a team earlier this season that had to relearn how to win, and especially win on the margins. A lot of one-run and close games slipped away late from Brandon Hyde's iteration of the 2025 Orioles. Under Tony Mansolino now, they're over 500 during his tenure. They are winning games now and not letting them slip away. One more plug before we continue. We are one subscriber away from 9,000 on this channel. We also like round numbers here on the Orioles Postcast. You won't win anything. There's no special prize, but we're growing this community. Connor and myself, we want to say thank you for joining us here live on YouTube and on demand. Go ahead, leave a comment, meet some friends. Nothing better than your internet friends, right? And the story of this game has been the case since his promotion is Trevor Rogers once again rising to the challenge.
This is what you'll be talking about.
The dichotomy of baseball, in that one game you could have your best stuff, your fastball's playing up, your sweeper is the hand of God, it's breaking 14 inches across the plate. And other times, you don't have it. And what do you do when you don't have your best stuff? Who are you? How do you define your game? Trevor Rogers, 27-year-old left-hander, bared down today and gave a sterling performance without having his best stuff. And you could see early on when the Braves were making contact, they did put good barrels to balls, but right at people or rolling over on things. Trevor Rogers has been stacking gems since his return to the big leagues. This is his fifth start and had a great counterpart on the other side with the Braves countering with right-hander Grant Holmes. Trevor Rogers did not have his best stuff, and you could see early on the fastball was clocking around 91, 92 miles an hour, what Orioles fans saw last year when he was acquired from the Marlins before the trade deadline. And early on, some bad luck. Jurickson Profar, the leadoff man, hits a leadoff single, infield single to Ramon Urias at third base. And Rogers then relies on the breaking stuff to get a couple strikeouts in this inning. Matt Olson with this sweeper, the hand of God's sweeper, 14-ish inches of ride across the plate to strike out Olson, about 2.5 inches shy of the plate width. And then Sean Murphy striking out at a slider around 79 miles an hour. Got Ozzie Albies in the bottom of the second on 3 pitches, fastball, and then a slider, part of a 7-pitch inning. And then in the third inning, he started hitting 94 against Profar again, but the command was lacking when he was touching 93, 94 miles an hour on that fastball. Didn't bite him too much, only 2 walks today for Rogers, but was able to make lemonade when life was giving him lemons here. So retires 10 in a row after that leadoff single to Jurickson Profar in the bottom of the first. Gets Matt Olson grounding out to start the fourth, walks Austin Riley, his first of the game, and then places a changeup middle low to Sean Murphy, the starting catcher, a 5-4-3 tailor-made double play to get out of that inning. Rogers had the Braves off balance, 10 whiffs through 4 innings and 14 total through his 6 2/3 this afternoon. Bottom of the 6th could have been a make or break inning for Rogers. It's a very small sample size, given it's only been, 28 2/3 innings pitched back in the big leagues. In the sample size, the 6th inning has been the one that's bitten him. And of course, you have to go back to the Texas start last week where he gave up a home run there, but 7.71 ERA and a 300 batting average against in the 6th. Gives up a single to Profar, just Rogers' 3rd hit allowed on the day. Then gets Olsen again with a sweeper at 88 miles an hour and a first pitch changeup to Austin Riley. He rolls over it again for a 5-4-3 DP. 80 pitches through 6 innings for Trevor Rogers. I mentioned that 7-pitch inning earlier in the second. It seemed like Rogers was on his way to a Maddox, a shutout under 100 pitches, and we were manifesting that on the Sunday morning Roku game. And eventually, bottom 7 gives up a double to Sean Murphy, hit off the right center field wall, was deemed in play on a crew chief review. Hanging changeup there. Then gets Ozzie Albies to fly out to Ramon Laureano in right field. Murphy advances to 3rd. And then Drake Baldwin, the young phenom catcher DHing today, pops out to Jacob Stallings in foul territory. Stallings getting the starting nod today due to another Orioles catching injury that we will discuss in the second block. And then that's when interim manager Tony Mansolino has seen enough. He pulls Rogers after 6 2/3. Would have liked to have seen him finish the inning, but it turns out to be the right call. Right-hander Yennier Cano is on, gets Michael Harris, the pinch hitter, to ground out to Gunnar Henderson, and that would be that. Final line for Trevor Rogers on the day, 6 2/3, 4 hits allowed, no runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Through 5 starts on the Major League club this year, Trevor Rogers has an ERA of 1.57. It's 28 2/3 innings pitched and a 168 batting average against. He has been as advertised and then some. The walks and hits per innings pitched, or WHIP, is at 0.87, 24 strikeouts to 8 walks. 3 of his outings have been scoreless. We mentioned the one up in Boston, which really raised some eyebrows, and then Texas a couple weeks ago, and now today. And via team reporter for MLB.com, Jake Rill, there are Orioles pitchers with a 1.57 ERA or lower through their first 5 starts of the season, minimum 25 innings pitched over the past 35 years. Trevor Rogers is in some interesting company. Dean Kramer had a great start to the 2022 campaign, had a 1.29 ERA through 5 starts. John Means in 21 pitched to a 1.50 ERA. And then Dylan Bundy, the former Owasso High School standout. Go Rams, outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma. Dylan Bundy in 2018 went 1.42 ERA. What does that mean? Not much. Make of it what you will. But I thought that was a really fun nugget. And anytime I can shout out my guys in Tulsa, I will. Bottom line, though, the Orioles don't win this game without scoring runs. It got close there in the 9th inning, and they don't win this game without Jackson Holliday.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Top 3 against right-hander Grant Holmes, who did his job. The Braves had 7 relievers pitch a bullpen game yesterday. They needed Holmes to go at least 6 innings, and he answered the call. Was a little erratic early on. Walks Kobe Mayo, good to see the rookie get in the lineup playing first base. Then a wild pitch on the next batter, Jacob Stallings, advances Mayo to second base. Stallings will ground out to short, which means Mayo can't advance. But then with 1 out in the inning, Jackson Holliday gets a slider low at 85, almost near his shoe tops, but keeps his hands back and extends them through the zone. Some good action on the top hand, and lifts a 2-run home run to right center field. Makes it a 2-0 ball game, which would be the score until the bottom of the 9th. Coming up, we're going to reveal our player of the game here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Go ahead, leave a comment if you haven't already. We're also 1 subscriber away from 9,000. if you're watching live on YouTube. I appreciate you all here on this Sunday afternoon. Final score today, the Baltimore Orioles 2 and the Atlanta Braves 1. We are going to award our player of the game, talk about that ninth inning, and look ahead to one final homestand before the All-Star break. And that's coming up right after this message. Life's expensive, and it can be taxing. Growing your savings, planning a big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. Monarch Money makes finances easy. It's like having your own personal CFO. It's more than a budgeting app. Monarch Money is a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place. So, in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. And for me, full disclosure, these last 5 episodes or so, these last 5 post-game shows, I have been doing it fighting some insane bacterial infection, I think. I have been in quite amount of pain the last few episodes, and if you haven't noticed, great, I've done my job. But with that comes the DoorDash expenses. Got to get that NyQuil coming post haste. Got to get that Panera chicken noodle soup with the soda on the side, and that adds up. And Monarch Money has not been pleased with me. But when it's a life and death situation, or at least life and can I talk in front of a camera situation, you got me. Apologize for the sweating. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's all one code, LOCKEDONMLB, Locked on MLB at monarchmoney.com for half off your first year.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Jackson Holliday has his second career 4-hit game. That in and of itself is impressive. And the O's could have and should have scored more runs to support him. If this is a blowout game and you have multiple contributors, perhaps we give this to Trevor Rogers. We love Trevor Rogers on this program. We love everyone on the team, with a trifling exception here and there. We were Heston Kjerstad truthers for the first 3 months of this season. We let a lot slide. But Jackson Holliday shows that on the road in the All-Star venue this year, that he is well deserving of a nod on the All-Star team, even as a reserve. In my humble opinion, probably should have gotten the starting job at second base. That's who I voted for. Jackson's great baseball pedigree. There's some growth to be seen here. And in a series where both teams really struggled with runners in scoring position overall, is the best performance you could ask for. Jackson goes 4 for 4, his second career 4-hit game, and finishes a triple shy of the cycle. That might be something worth talking about at length on a future show, but both teams really struggled with runners in scoring position this series. The only hit that they got today, the O's did with runners in scoring position, was Kobe Mayo advancing on that wild pitch with Stallings at the plate, and then a hitter later, Jackson Holliday, going yard. It's the only hit they got. Yesterday, that extra innings game, the Orioles had 5 hits with runners in scoring position, and that was extraordinary. But they finish batting .250 with RISP in the series, 6 for 24. And the Braves even worse, 3 for 23. And all those hits for the Braves coming yesterday. We talk about how important Jackson Holliday's contributions were, considering that ninth inning almost went off the rails. Sir Anthony Dominguez, right-hander, coming in. He was unavailable the past 2 games with some back stiffness because he reportedly slept funny. That's what we're going with now. And strikes out Austin Riley with a split finger fastball low and away. Then gives up a home run to Sean Murphy to left field, a sweeper away. Kind of redemption, probably a good consolation hit for Murphy, considering the double that clanged off the top of the wall and looked like a borderline round tripper earlier in the game. Then Ozzie Albies still 1 out singles to right field. It's time for Sir Anthony to bear down, and he does. Gets a 1-2 count on Drake Baldwin. Throws gas on the black, a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Triple digits, gets Baldwin to strike out on a foul tip. Saw the fist pump there from Jacob Stallings. Good to see him getting in on the action and calling a really good game. And then Michael Harris grounds out to Jackson Holliday to end the game. The Orioles are about to tie a franchise record by using their sixth catcher. Gary Sanchez hits the IL with a right knee sprain. Again, first inning yesterday, a pop out by Albies, and Sanchez just bangs his right knee against the padding behind home plate at Truist Park, making the catch. He goes to the 10-day IL with a right knee sprain, and the O's do not call up their top prospect, Samuel Basallo. And it seems like they will wait for another month or so, or at least until they can preserve his rookie eligibility and maybe get to a point in the season where they're comfortable getting him regular playing time. They instead acquire catcher Alex Jackson from the New York Yankees for cash considerations or a player to be named later. Who is Alex Jackson? Don't worry about it. Selected sixth overall in 2014 by the Mariners, he has been a journeyman for most of his career, hitting to the tune of 132. This is where we are at. Sixth string catcher. The O's will carry on and look to make it 4 games in a row. You got one more homestand before the All-Star break, and you welcome in 2 NL East opponents, the New York Mets and the Miami Marlins. Starting with a 3-game series against the Metropolitans, the projected starters are right-hander Brandon Young against right-hander Clay Holmes. Excuse me, that would be Tuesday, would it not? My apologies. We're off tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow. Yes. Yes, Tuesday the 8th, it is the Hawaiian shirt night, 6:35 first pitch on Masson. We have earned ourselves a day off for partying this holiday and enjoying this 4th of July weekend, Independence Day weekend sweep. But yeah, Brandon Young looking for his first major league win, probably best used as an opener, maybe going 2 or 3 innings and then letting the bullpen cook. It will be well rested by this point, and then Clay Holmes having a breakout year for those New York Mets, 8-4 with a 2.99 ERA. O's have their work cut out for them. Hopefully starting to climb the ladder. The Guardians are in free fall right now. Their next closest opponent there in the wild card standings, the Kansas City Royals, have been meh. But yeah, got to string a few of these together. I appreciate you tuning here on the Baltimore Orioles postcast here on this Sunday afternoon. Final score, the Baltimore Orioles 2 and the Atlanta Braves 1. Good night, stay safe, and I will see you right back here Tuesday night.